Namaste and welcome. I greet you with my heart. Have you ever wondered why yoga has lasted for so many years? I've been teaching yoga on television since 1972, and here we are in the 1990s. So it's a good question. The yoga system was first written down by Patanjali hundreds of years ago, and before that, it was handed down verbally. So why does it not seem so old or feel stagnant? I believe that our human evolution is far from complete. Men and women are evolving all over the planet Earth using yoga, meditation, visualization, mind-assisted healing, and much, much more as tools for their own evolvement and life-giving transformation. It has been this way in my own life. It was not something that I conscientiously asked for. But sometimes evolutionary leaps come with a blast, and sometimes in silence, but always in the correct and right amount for you. I feel that the use of yoga in the future will bring increased tolerance and new appreciation for the transformational potentials of body, mind, and spirit. And so with that, let us begin our Hatha Yoga with some sun exercise. I know that we've not done this in this series for a while. Some of you know sun exercise very well. We're just going to do 2 today, and we're only going to use it as a warm-up. And as the classes progress, I'll do a little bit more in detail. In fact, much, much more in detail. I'm going to use a blanket today, or a pillow, so you might have that handy. Let's both stand up. And if you are a beginner, this is a fine exercise to do in the beginning. Maybe you might like to stand facing me. Give yourself lots of room. Please move the coffee tables and chairs out of the way. And I'm going to stand sideways, and I'll move back and forth so that you can see the full movement of Surya Namaskar, the sun exercise. The first is to start standing with your feet well anchored to the earth. And the pelvis is lightly tucked under, the palms are together in Namaste. This is a posture of gathering together. One, palms of the hands are together, and you breathe in, and as you breathe out. 2, you raise the arms above your head. We're going to use this as a warm-up, so take your time. Let's stretch one arm and stretch the other, and stretch one arm and then the other. Good, and then pulling the arms slightly back. You're going to breathe in and lifting the rib cage out of the waist, arcing back. Hold your breath, only 2-3 seconds. Pause. And then 3, exhaling, let's come forward, forward, forward. And as you do, just let your knees be very easy, let the head hang, remembering we're just warming up here. Take a moment then to straighten one leg and then bend both knees and straighten one, keep the other one slightly bent, and then bend both knees. Take your time. Remembering that the knees are the safety caps of your back. I don't think I can say that enough, because it releases your back, and we're stretching the hamstrings, and all of this is connected up into the buttock, the back of the legs. Everybody's breathing, yes? Fine. So after 3, we go into 4, which is right leg back. You bend both knees, place the palms of the hands on the floor, and then slowly stretch your right leg back. Adjust this lunge position so that the knee is over your ankle. Put the hands on the knee for a second, and then tucking this buttock muscle in, you're going to breathe in, and then slowly go down. So that hinge of the hips very slowly stretches and opens, and then pull back, and then down, and then pull back. Good. So that is your 4 position. Take your time. This is a good practice when we don't meet, is to do a few of the sun exercise. From 4, we go into 5, which is a body straight, bringing your left leg back to the right. And you really hold your body strong. Don't sag in the middle. It's an all-over body strengthener. 5, body straight. 6, knees to the floor. Then you squeeze the elbows in tight to your ribs and you drop the breastbone right to the floor. Down you go, and then your chin is to the floor. And now whole body. 7 is whole body to the floor. Shoulders back and down, and just a comfortable cobra, which is, we're going to do this a few times, scooping the pelvis under. Inhale, comfortably high and down. Let's do that again. Scooping the hips under, not down into your floor, but under towards your chin. Grow long legs. Inhale, inhale first. Exhale, lift comfortably high and down. And last time, exhaling, take a breath in, and then exhaling again, arcing back very comfortably. 8, come up onto the knees into your friend the dog stretch, which is turning the toes under, lifting the hips up, and take your time. You're stretching a cold body, so take your time. Head is between the upper arms. Let's lift off of the heels. Give yourself a bit of a break. Let's lift off of the heels. Pushing the hips away from the shoulders. Stretching the day out of the back. I don't mind you glancing here at your screen a couple of times, but then put your head between your upper arms, long back and right heel to the floor, other knee is bent, and then change. Again, stretching the hamstrings. It's an inverted pose, good for the sinuses, the lines in the face. And now 9, swing the right foot up between the two hands. If you start with your right foot, you end with your right foot. And let's bring the palms of the hands on top of the knee again. Breath in and going down. Now here you can have a good view of my hip hinge and the remembrance that the buttock muscle is contracted, and this just helps to protect your back. And it's a controlled stretch. You're really listening to your body. Hands on either side of the feet. Now, straighten the back leg slightly. All right, straighten it and really get those toes so you've got some power in them. And on your exhalation, exhale, push off, bring both feet together. Let's try that one more time. Leg back. All right, take a breath in. And now power toes, exhale, both feet together. You're back to the feet are hip width apart, head hanging down, and just easing the knees slightly. Now come up halfway as you come up to your 11 position. All right, let's just bring the arms out to your side and then up above your head, slightly back of your ears. Now breathe in and grow. Hold your breath. Only 2 or 3 seconds as you arc back. Pausing and then to 12. Palms of the hands together. Breath in, energy in, and exhaling down. Now I'm going to turn around and go to the end of my mat, and we'll do the sun exercise again from this direction. You could probably see things just a little bit different if I give you a view of the body. 1, palms of the hands together. Take a nice breath in. Exhaling, you can dive down up into 2. Arms behind the ears. Breath in, only hold the breath 2-3 seconds as you arc back. Pause, exhaling smoothly out through the nose, not the mouth, into 3 position. And continue with that little bit of walking with the knees. And now 4, left leg all the way back into your lunge position, left leg back. And let's do this once again, going down and pushing back. Going down. Remember, it's the hinge of the hip, which is your quadricep muscle. And you're doing it consciously, the movement. Consciously, you're sort of moving a little bit with removing the rust removal. Now 5, body straight, hands on either side of that foot. And go into 5, strong body. Press down on the middle finger so that you're pushing up out of your wrists. 6, drop the knees. Elbows in close to your rib cage. Exhaling, going down so you just lightly touch your breastbone, chin to your floor. 7, whole body to the floor. And again, this is for your spine, so inhale. Exhaling, scoop and inhale. Sorry, I really want us to exhale as we go up. So sometimes I get my words a little confused. Don't let that confuse you. Exhaling, lift. Inhaling down. Scoop, please, with the hips so that this pelvic bowl is scooping towards your chin. Take a breath. And exhale, lift. Gaze is right in front of you. Now press down on the hands, turn your toes under, and let's go into the dog stretch. Now the second time around you might feel a little bit differently. The body might say, hello, this feels pretty good, I'm warming up. And now 9, swing the left foot up between the two hands. All right, you're going to breathe in, put the hands in upon the knee. And 10, both hands on either side of the foot, exhaling, both feet together. Let's try that one more time. Right leg back. Remember, power toes. Exhale, both feet together. Ease the knees, and notice how you're stretching out. Body's beginning to warm up. And now come up halfway. Put the hands on the knees for a moment, and just lengthen the back. Just like you were doing a racing dive. Long back, parallel to the floor now. Come up to 11 position. Up we go, pulling the arms back of the ears. Now you're going to go back into 11, and let me just look at you just for a second. Breathe, please, as you do this. You're going to breathe and hold the breath. No fading feelings. So you're going to breathe in, hold the breath, arc back, lift up out of the back, and 12. Exhaling, palms of the hands together, breathing in and lowering the arms down. Good. Sit now, facing me, and if you have a pillow in your room, or I have a blanket here, and we'll just pause for a moment and sit in Virasana. Virasana is just sitting on your heels, but gosh, for some people this can be quite painful. And if you just roll a pillow or put a blanket underneath your sit bones, this stretches the knees comfortably. Also, you could put sometimes a little towel underneath stiff, tight ankles. All right? Just don't tolerate the pain, will you, with stiff ankles and knees. Really listen to your body. Virasana. Let's clasp the hands behind you and stretch the hands down towards your feet and increase your blade squeeze. Increase the blade squeeze. Now I'm going to turn slightly so that you can really see what's going on my back, and as your arms lift. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhaling, folding forward. And just bring one cheek, this is my left cheek, to the floor, arms over the head. And then come up halfway, and then the opposite cheek, turning my right cheekbone right to the floor, arms above your head. Then come up slowly on your in-breath. Never is that chest expander that is not for your elbows. It is for your upper chest, and it's a wonderful, wonderful energizer. So after that, please keep this handy, keep your blanket handy, and let's lie down. And we're going to do a little of the bridge pose series. Now look what I just did. I just lay down and flop down. Now come on, let's do that. Let's come on up again, and let's do that with using your abdominal muscles, all right, as you come down. You're going to breathe in, round your back softly, soft C. This opens the back muscles, and just let your hands travel down the thighs, pulling the abdominals up in towards your breastbone, and then pull the heels in, not too close, close for comfort, into the between the thighs and your heels. No pain in your knees. Arms alongside of your body. And now let's go right into a bridge pose, tilting the pelvis, pushing down on the feet, and slowly coming up. First a slant board, and then rolling down. Now remember the slant board. Keep going now as I'm talking. The slant board warms up the spinal column and brings blood to the spine and to the muscles of the back. Coming up. All right, and down. And when you're on your own, perhaps you'd like to do a slant board to warm up. Now let's go do a bridge pose. Again, push down on the feet. And coming up, come off the heels of your feet and walk your shoulders into the spine. Clasp your hands beneath you. All right, now if you should need to really look at your screen, sit up and look at your screen. Don't turn your neck, will you? And twist the neck as I straighten my arms and I increase the blade squeeze. Now I'm going to breathe in. Open the chest. Feels wonderful. Pull your shoulders down from your ears. Oh, great. Now release and come down, slowly down, and down. Bridge pose is a wonderful pose for moving us into our half shoulder stand. Let's do it one more time. All right, pressing down, rolling up, and this time my elbows are bent. I lift off the heels of my feet, roll to one side, jam one. You just put one arm underneath you and then roll to the other side. Notice I'm on my elbow and I put the other hand underneath me. Both hands are cupping the hip bones. And a little bit more of a deeper stretch. Breath in and open the chest. Tilt the pelvis. If you come off the heels of your feet, it creates space in the lower back. Now, release the hands for a moment. Just draw the knees into your chest. All right, now I'm going to sit up just for a moment because I want to bring my blanket over. And the blanket, if you don't have one today, that's okay. Because really, but in the future, perhaps you'd like to bring a firm woolen blanket and fold it correctly. I'll spend more time in talking about the fold, but today, you use your eyes, and you can see that it's very neat, and really it's very important for a half candle pose to have a firm foundation. Now spend a moment to look at your screen. Notice that the blanket is about 2 inches above my shoulders, all right? And that my arms are alongside of my body, and just put your feet up in the air. Now whether you have a blanket or not, that's fine for today. All right, but the next time, maybe you might like to try and find one in your home. All I'm going to do for the moment is just do an exercise to strengthen the abdomen before we go into a half candle pose. And this you can join me if you will just push down on the hands and lift your hips up and down. Exhale, lift and down. Exhaling, lift and down. Exhaling, lift and down. Now rest for a moment. If this is your first time looking or doing half candle position, sit up and just watch. Arms are alongside of your body. Breathe in, and on the exhalation, you press down on your hands, exhaling forcefully, and I walk my shoulders in. I cup my hips into the heels of the hands, just like you did in bridge. And my neck is very free. All right, and here we are in a half candle position. You can see it's not full candle. My toes are beyond my head, and there's very little pressure in my face. It's very comfortable. I'll come down slowly. Notice, knees to the face, palms to the floor, and roll down. Then, only then, do I look at you. All right, so let's come up with me, will you, one more time into your half candle pose. Here we go, arms. Don't watch me, just listen to my words. You're going to come up on the exhale. So good breath in. Exhale, lift, and walk your shoulders in. Hands cupping the hip bones, get yourself comfortable. And just sink into the heels of your hands. You're very comfortable. I can feel the buttock muscle beneath my fingers. Look up to the toes of your feet. And here we are in a half candle position, letting the fluids of the legs drain. Even raising the legs against a wall would be probably helpful for many of you that do not even feel you want to do this half candle position. Notice, or don't look at the screen, but feel that your chin and your breastbone, there's lots and lots of space there. Weight is on your shoulders and your arms. And now bring the knees in towards the face. Back stretches out, palms to the floor. And on your in-breath, slowly come down, and just rest for a moment. Resting with your thighs into the chest. Now a nice counter pose after your half candle is now to bring the feet to the floor, straighten your legs, and sit up, all right? Come up and just slip your hands beneath your hips like I'm doing here. And you're going to arch back. Notice that my hands are beneath the hips and buttocks, pressing the shoulder blades and lifting the breastbone. Now, I won't be able to talk in the pose, so I'll just drop the head back lightly to the top of the floor, and the top of the head touches the floor. If you want to watch the first time, do. So, inhaling, not holding the breath, exhaling as I go back. And then to come out of the pose, I lift the head, press down and back up without twisting. Let's try that one more time in case you watched. There's many different ways of getting into fish. Come onto your elbows, lift and arch the spine. This opens the chest, and as you put your chin back, you open the thyroid area. I swallow first, lift, and lightly the top of the head to the mat. Take a breath. And then come out of the pose. Fine, and just relax for a moment. Just let your whole body sink into the floor. Sink, sink. Don't even look here. The whole body sink into the floor. Now I'm going to remove my blanket and place it to one side. This is my place where I do Hatha Yoga, and it will be here the next time. All right, we were in our relaxation pose, so you're breathing in, draw both knees into your chest for a moment, and let's do arms in a T position, and let's bring both knees now to your chest, both knees to one side, and the top leg, straighten it, and can you grab a hold of your big toe, and then stretch the bottom leg out, really stand on the bottom leg. All right, good. Now turn so that your nose is right over the breastbone and breathe in. Exhale, look over your other shoulder. And then to come out of the position, you can bring both knees into your chest and then roll to your back. And let's do the opposite side. Both knees to the left. I straighten the top leg, whatever it is for you, and grab a hold of your big toe. Grabbing a hold of the big toe, then straightening the bottom leg. Turn and look over your other shoulder and grow the arms. Breath in and exhale both shoulders to your floor. No straining, just go. If you need to bend your knee, that's fine. And then bend both knees into your chest and bring the knees into the chest. Place the feet onto the floor. And let's just do a few breaths before we go into relaxation, stretching your right leg and left leg, and just putting the hands around your rib cage, exhaling the air out through the nose, out. And now inhaling, let the belly soften, the mid-ribs expand, and the upper chest. And now exhaling, out and out and out, and at the very end, slightly pulling the tummy muscle in, and now just let the abdominal muscles soften, mid-ribs expand, up into the upper chest, pause, and exhale slowly and smoothly out. Nose, chin, and breastbone form an alignment as we go into our relaxation pose. Place your body in relaxation pose, palms up. Index finger touches the pad of your thumb. Other fingers stretched out comfortably. Now bring your awareness to your eyes. Blink a few times. And then the eyelids lightly close. Become aware of the space between your eyeballs, within the eye sockets, and back behind the eyes, feeling into the brain. Imagine the sound of the room collecting around your ears. And let the sound slide down the ear canal, feeling into the brain. Now awareness into your breath, Feel the space within your nostrils and way in the back of your nostrils. Coolness in, warmth out, and then feeling into the brain. Let the awareness now expand into the cavernous mouth, keeping it tactile and full of feeling. And then perceive the skin across your face. Feel it. Sense it. Now awareness of all the senses, all together. Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, skin, feeling and sensing them as one. Feeling and sensing them as one. Then finish your breath wherever you are on the exhalation, giving yourself a moment or two to absorb the thoughts, the observations of the relaxation and of the class. Raising the arms over your head, a good stretch, and then rolling over to your side, put the top hand to the floor, and come up to a seated position. I hope that you have a wonderful, full day. Until the next time that we meet. Namaste.